Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 168 Hours, your weekly roundup of the top local stories. I am Abdullah Ahil, your host for the evening. Stay tuned. The World Health Organization, or WHO, honors President Dr. Mohamed Muiz with the World No Tobacco Day Special Recognition Award. The award was presented to President Muiz at a ceremony held at Barcelona Sundra on Thursday night to mark the World Health Day. The award was presented to the president on behalf of WHO by its regional director, Saima Wazid. WHO annually awards individuals and organizations worldwide to recognize their efforts to control tobacco. These include the Special Recognition Award by World Health Organization's Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus and the World No Tobacco Day Award. President Muiz was awarded the Director General's Award in recognition of his efforts to control tobacco in the Maldives, acknowledging his leadership and commitment to protecting public health in the Maldives through robust tobacco control measures. A special message from WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus congratulated President Muiz and praised him for his exemplary leadership and commitment to protecting the health of the people of the Maldives. He noted that this was not just an achievement for the Maldives, but also serves as a good model for other countries to become a tobacco-free country. He further noted that President Muiz's vision to ensure the health of the Maldivian citizens will ensure the good health of both current and future generations. The president has taken several significant measures against tobacco since taking office in November 23rd. As such, he has banned the use and sale of vape, while the duty imposed on cigarettes has also been increased. The government has also decided to impose a generational ban on smoking, where those born on and after the 1st of January 2007 will be banned from smoking. The generational ban to keep the younger generation away from tobacco was determined after the results of a poll conducted on social media. The Maldives has now completed the legal procedures to impose a generational ban on tobacco use. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz announces that the government will begin providing $130 to support the purchase of prescription glasses from the 1st of June. The president made the announcement at a ceremony held at Barcelona Sundra on the occasion of World Health Day. The central health policy for the current administration is to ensure access to quality health care for every citizen without discrimination. The government has undertaken several initiatives to implement the policy. Speaking at the ceremony, President Muiz stated that his administration aims to swiftly improve the public health sector. He noted past and ongoing collaborative efforts with those working in the health sector, adding that prevention of illnesses remains a priority in implementing a comprehensive health policy. The president further noted that the lack of priority given to preventative health care by past governments led to the rise of lifestyle-related diseases in the Maldives. He noted that the current administration is giving utmost priority to preventative health care. The president said that under the government's sustainable development policy, every citizen in every island must be provided with adequate health care regardless of their location. He said he is working to improve the quality of deteriorating health centers and laboratory systems in islands with small populations. He added that regional hospitals and hospitals in islands designated as urban centers will also see upgrades to tertiary-level care services. Since taking office on the 17th of November 2023, the current administration has launched more than 60 health sector-related projects across the country, including Male City. The president revealed that 18 of these projects are ongoing in Male City group of hospitals alone. Over the past 18 months, healthcare projects have totaled to $278.9 billion. The president said he is also working to reduce the burden of traveling abroad to get healthcare services and to ensure that people can get the highest quality of healthcare while staying in the country. The president urged trained nurses to join the workforce and urged the public to support the prioritization of local employment in the healthcare sector. He explained that savings made within the health sector are being redirected to meet various needs of the people. Concluding his remarks, the president said the government will face any challenge without stepping back and do whatever is necessary to develop the country's vital health sector. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz takes a decisive step toward transforming the country into a global financial center with the creation of Greater Male Financial District Limited, a wholly state-owned enterprise designed to advance financial sector development Established by presidential decree under Article 15 of the Companies Act, the company signals a strengthened governmental focus on expanding financial services and investment opportunities. The new entity is backed by an authorized capital of $64.85 million divided into 100 million shares, each valued at 65 cents. It is mandated to foster growth in digital financial services, digital real estate, financial tourism, and banking operations, aligning with the administration's broader economic strategy. Government officials view its creation as a pivotal step toward increasing the Maldives' standing in the global financial landscape. The President's office said in a statement, as a legally distinct entity, Greater Malay Financial District Limited has the authority to engage in litigation under its own name and operates with an official seal, reinforcing its structural autonomy. The company's formation comes amid ongoing efforts by President Muiz's administration to establish policy frameworks that support long-term financial expansion and international investment. This latest initiative builds on a series of measures introduced by the government to modernize the country's financial infrastructure. Alongside the Development Bank of Maldives and plans for a finance center, a financial district has been integrated into the new Hulu Malay Master Plan, underscoring the government's commitment to fostering a robust economic environment. Ambassador Ahmad Shian, Secretary Bilateral at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, says Maldives' election win to serve as Vice President of the United Nations General Assembly, or UNGA, for its 80th session shows the standing and repute the country has earned in the international community. In an interview on PSM News' Raja Myodu program, Ambassador Shian said securing the vice presidency of the UNGA shows the high regard of the Maldives by other member countries. He also noted that vice presidents assume the responsibility of presiding over the General Assembly in the absence of the Speaker and presiding over the high-level meetings, adding that Maldives' election from the Asia-Pacific region would prove its ability to lead in the international arena. Besides the UNGA, Ambassador Shian highlighted the Maldives has been elected to various other international bodies, which further proves that the international community recognizes its efforts in various fields and trusts the Maldives to lead through its experience. The Maldives will preside over plenary meetings of the General Assembly and strengthen its leadership credentials within the UN. The ministry said it demonstrates that small island developing countries like the Maldives can play a leading role at UNGA. Additionally, Maldives has also been elected a member of UNESCO's Institute for Disaster Management in Asia-Pacific, which, according to Ambassador Shian, shows that Sri Lanka is on par with other countries in the international arena. He said these election wins also show that Maldives can perform in the international arena in the light of its resources, information, and experience. At the election held on the 2nd of June in New York, the Maldives, along with Bangladesh, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Timor-Leste, were elected for 5 seats available to the Asia-Pacific group for the session. This election is especially significant for the Maldives as it coincides with the anniversary of 60 years of Maldives' membership to the United Nations, which will be celebrated on the 21st of September 2025. Following the Maldives' successful election, President Dr. Muiz expressed his gratitude and optimism in a post on his official X account, stating that the Maldives looks forward to working closely with international partners to ensure the success of the forthcoming General Assembly. The president reaffirmed the Maldives' strong commitment to strengthening the multilateral system, particularly as the country celebrates 60 years of membership in the United Nations. Minister of Higher Education, Labor and Skills Development, Dr. Ali Haider Ahmed, says the government has initiated efforts to expand and strengthen the country's job market. Speaking after inaugurating the National Career Service Regional Hadal Atoll branch, Minister Dr. Haider stressed on the importance of connecting job seekers with prospective employers in all parts of the country, adding that the government is putting in every effort to expand the job market. The National Career Service Regional Center will play an important role in such efforts, he said, adding that the center will provide employment opportunities to Maldivians and help people of working age to choose suitable jobs. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz had renamed the National Job Center to National Career Service in July last year. Minister Dr. Haider noted that the change was made tasked with key responsibilities, including the facilitation of employment for people with special needs and the impoverished. He explained that the new center's mandate also includes providing working-age people with income-generating skills and helping them utilize technical training and skills learning for the job market. Minister Dr. Haidar said the government is working to facilitate employment opportunities for every local job seeker and to ensure that young people of working age are fully informed in choosing the most suitable career path. According to the minister, the government is also working to develop the higher education sector in the Maldives and increase available resources to provide quality education. These efforts, he said, are in line with President Dr. Muiz's presidential pledge to build a young, capable, and skilled workforce as part of the policy to establish a Maldivian-oriented labor market. The Maldives Monetary Authority, or MMA, reinforces its stringent three-stage framework for granting banking licenses, stressing that approvals are issued exclusively to financial institutions that have satisfied all legal requirements. This clarification follows public discourse surrounding banking license procedures, reflecting the central bank's firm stance on regulatory integrity and financial sector oversight.
Bank licensing in the Maldives operates under a structured, multi-phase process outlined in the Maldives Banking Act, MMA asserted in a statement. Institutions seeking authorization must navigate three distinct stages: obtaining initial information, undergoing a comprehensive evaluation, and securing final approval. Each application, according to the central bank, is subject to rigorous scrutiny, ensuring that prospective banks meet stringent financial and operational benchmarks. Among the criteria assessed are the applicant's financial strength, verification of capital sources, a fit and proper evaluation of shareholders and senior management, and a detailed examination of the proposed business model. Review procedures, according to the central bank, commence with an initial assessment by the MMA's licensing section before applications advance to the Advisory Committee on Financial Institution Licensing for further examination. The final determination whether to grant or deny a license rests with the MMA board. For successful applicants, the board initially issues a conditional license, MMA explained, allowing time for essential preparatory steps. These include formal company registration, development of IT infrastructure, and operational readiness. It added that the MMA conducts a final review, granting full authorization for banking activities once all regulatory requirements are met. The central bank also clarified that applicants who are denied a license are not subject to a mandatory cooling-off period. Institutions may submit a fresh application at any time, the MMA noted, with each submission undergoing a complete reassessment under standard licensing protocols. Reaffirming its commitment to robust financial governance, the MMA underscored that licenses will be granted strictly to institutions that fully comply with statutory obligations, safeguarding the stability and integrity of the banking industry in the Maldives.
CEO and Managing Director of Bank of Maldives, or BML, reveals they are working towards the goal of becoming the best digital bank in the region through its digital transformation journey. Following a successful year of BML, Sharif addressed shareholders at its annual general meeting held on Wednesday, outlining the bank's solid financial performance, continued digital transformation, and sustained support for customers and communities. Sharif highlighted the ongoing investment in the bank's digital journey, the result of which continue to set the benchmark in the Maldivian financial industry. Sharif noted that a remarkable 99% of the bank's financial transactions are now made through our digital channels. He stated this amounts to over 220 million transactions worth over $35 billion. Speaking about the bank's financial position, Sharif pointed out that BML reported its best ever performance in 2024 with a record profit after tax of $145.9 million in 2024, an 8% increase year on year. According to Sharif, BML's total assets surpassed $3.1 billion and deposits stood at $2.1 billion, representing 58% of the market, a clear reflection of customer confidence. BML shareholders have approved a record final dividend of $3.6 per share for the financial year 2024, amounting to a total payout of $19.2 million at the AGM. This marks the highest dividend payout in the bank's history, underscoring its robust financial performance and continued commitment to shareholder value. The Maldives Monetary Authority, or MMA, figures shows that the Maldives has reported a sharp increase in fish exports during the first 4 months of 2025, with total shipments rising 64.7% year over year. The surge, driven largely by fresh and frozen fish sales, underscores broader efforts to expand the fisheries sector's role in national revenue.
According to the MMA's monthly statistics report, the Maldives exported 31,000 metric tons of fish from January to April, a substantial increase from 19,000 metric tons during the same period in 2024. The largest gains were recorded in frozen and fresh skipjack tuna, with exports rising 78% to 28,000 metric tons, up from 15,000 metric tons the previous year. Other frozen and fish products, including skipjack tuna, also saw strong growth. Shipments reached 229 metric tons, marking a 40% increase compared to the 163 metric tons exported a year earlier. Processed tuna followed a similar upward trajectory, with exports expanding 58% to 532 metric tons, reflecting sustained international demand. While overall exports tended upward, canned and pouched fish shipments declined. Volumes fell to 2,127 metric tons from 2,556 metric tons in the same period last year, contrasting with gains in other segments. The government has outlined plans to further develop the fisheries sector, positioning it as a primary driver of national income. Addressing long-standing industry challenges and improving infrastructure remain key priorities, with major initiatives expected to take shape within the administration's first 3 years. At the center of this expansion effort is a new fish canning facility in Horomale, led by the Maldives Industrial Fisheries Company, MIFCO. Supported by a $65 million loan from the Islamic Development Bank, ISDB, in collaboration with the Maldivian government, the plant is designed to bolster processing capacity and increase industrial output. Once operational, it is projected to accommodate a daily canning volume of 35 metric tons, strengthening the country's presence in the global seafood market.
Secretary Bilateral at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Ahmad Shian, says the Maldives' unwavering advocacy for Palestine is shaping international discourse despite its small size. He maintains that sustained engagement, even from a smaller nation, can influence global rhetoric on the Palestinian issue. In an interview on PSM News' Raj Jamiyadu program, Ambassador Shian addressed skepticism over the impact of small state diplomacy. While critics question whether such advocacy carries weight, he contends that continuous diplomatic pressures ensures that critical discussions remain active, preventing them from fading from the global agenda. For 18 months, the Maldives has consistently ranked among the most vocal nations on the Palestinian issue, especially the genocide in Gaza, issuing a substantial number of statements across international forums. Ambassador Shian highlighted the significance of these declarations, noting that sovereign pronouncements, irrespective of a nation's size, can command attention on the world stage. Despite its limited geopolitical influence, the Maldives sees its diplomatic efforts as contributing to subtle yet meaningful shifts in international discourse. Official statements, he argues, can shape policy discussions, prompting reassessments among leading world powers. This approach has extended to high-profile engagements, with President Dr. Mohammad Muiz addressing a United Nations conference focused on environmental challenges faced by small island developing nations, where he chose to lead his remarks by stressing the Palestinian issue. His remarks underscored the Maldives' broader commitment to raising awareness of what it describes as an ongoing genocide, reinforcing the country's determination to ensure the issue remains visible in diplomatic arenas. The government has backed its rhetoric with policy action, actively participating in 3 legal proceedings against Israel at the International Court of Justice, or ICJ, while also imposing an official ban on entry for individuals holding Israeli passports, an unprecedented move underscoring its firm stance. Ambassador Shian also pointed to rising domestic mobilization, noting that across the Maldives, media outlets, social networks, and grassroots movements have amplified discourse on Palestine. Communities across various islands have engaged in widespread advocacy efforts, ensuring that the issue remains at the forefront of national dialogue. These efforts are not going unnoticed, according to Ambassador Xian, who asserts that the Maldives' diplomatic persistence is beginning to influence the rhetoric of global leaders. He highlighted instances in which Western policymakers have started to directly call for measures against Israel, suggesting that sustained advocacy, regardless of a country's size, can contribute to substantive shifts in international policy. Managing Director of the Maldives Tourism Development Corporation, or MTDC, Ahmed Niaz, announces that the resort development project planned for Nagoshi in Hadal Atoll will commence this June. Nagoshi, a sizable 76-hectare island, was leased to MTDC in 2006 for resort development. Initially, the contract was granted to MTDC, and later the island was subleased to a Russian company for resort development. Despite some initial progress and expenditures, the company faced financial difficulties in 2012, leading to a suspension of the project. In 2017, the island was transferred from MTDC and entrusted to UAE-based RAW Galadari Holdings for development in 2021 under a new lease. However, with no substantial progress in 3 years, the agreement has been terminated. Speaking during MTDC's annual general meeting on May 30th evening, Niaz offered the latest update on the project, saying that the drawings, necessary permits along with the construction plan for the project have now been completed. With 33% of the work completed by the previous contractor, MTDC has now planned to develop Nagoshi in 2 phases. The resort Nagoshi will have 183 rooms, including 100 water villas and 83 beach villas. MTDC expects the first wave of the project to cost around $37 million. MTDC has also spent $15 million on existing construction and is hoping to start operations by the end of next year. That's all we have for now. Thank you for watching 168 Hours. See you next time.
Geid for hivarag gadata. Mia harageid for gada ikonashaku. Erashak ganam PSM AI message kogen iPhone 16 Pro Max seng hodamge fursat. Mi promotion kuriyadani June 7 ganiyala. PSM idu hadiya.